Tina from England who has multiple sclerosis. Welcome, Tina.
Hello.
Could you tell us when you first started noticing your MS symptoms?
23 years ago, I first noticed my first symptoms when my right side just went, and it just went numb.
And how old were you then?
I was 29.
Right. So what happened? Did you go to your doctors?
The GP came out. My husband actually phoned the emergency doctor out, and he came out, and at first they thought I'd had a stroke. So I had to go back up. It was on I think it was on a Saturday night, and I had a phone call on the Sunday morning asking if I was okay. And I remember putting the phone down, bursting out crying, saying, "Doctors on a Sunday morning, do not phone to see if you're okay." And then the Monday morning, I was told to report back up to the GPs, and it was taken there then.
Did you get diagnosed at that point?
No. It's I was taken to hospital. Well, I had to wait about 3 months, I think it was, to be referred to the hospital, where I was going backwards and forwards. Then they took me in for a lumbar puncture, and I was still being told that no, it's not MS. We think it's a slight stroke you've had. And as I say, then they did the lumbar puncture. I had to wait another 6-7 weeks. Then I went back to the outpatients, and they still told me that they thought it was that, and that they hadn't had the results back, so they had to phone through. And then when I went back in again, they told me, "I'm very sorry, but it's MS." So that was the start of it, and I'd never ever heard of what MS was before.
Right.
There was very little at that time about it. Wasn't really acknowledged, or, as I say, there's more about nowadays than what there was 23 years ago.
So what were your symptoms at that time?
It was just literally the right side went numb, but it came back. And then I only ever had like a numb big toe, and I was still able to do everything. So, as I say, apart from that, everything came back to normal. And I only ever had, and I only ever thought it was an ingrown toenail. But as I say, it just went on from there.
So did you then start to get other symptoms?
I never had anything then for about 15 years, and then about 7 years ago, my thumb started going numb, and then it started to creep up my arm, and then it took the whole of my right side, and it's now left me with weakness on the right side. So I'm now using crutches. So, as I say, the feeling's not right in the arm or in the leg.
So when did you find LDN? How much further down the line was that?
Can you just ask me that again? Sorry.
Yes. When did you hear about LDN?
LDN?
Yes.
That was actually when my husband saw the piece that yourself had been in the Daily Express, and he pointed it out, and he said, read this. And I think that night I actually emailed you, and then you got back in touch with me, and we all started from there, and that was over 2 years ago, I think it is now. But it was after seeing the piece in the Express.
I think that was for the first awareness week, I think.
Yes, I think it must have been.
I think so. So how easy was it for you to get a prescription?
Really easy. I was surprised. It was just literally getting in touch with my GP, getting a note from him, faxing it to the EMED to say that I'd actually got MS, and then sorting the payments out and sorting the chemist out, and that was it. My first delivery came within weeks, I think it was.
So, did you have any introductory side effects when you started?
No, nothing at all.
And
in fact, I was waiting for the bad dreams and things like that, but I never had anything. Never had anything.
How long did it take before you started to notice something?
Within weeks, I think it was. Within days, within a week, I started to feel a little bit more perky. Instead of going to bed at about 9 o'clock of a night, 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'd usually be fast asleep or falling asleep downstairs. I was seeing that I was up longer. I was less fatigued. I still work full time. So I can actually stop up now and have a conversation till gone 12 o'clock some nights, if I need to. But as I say, it's taken 23 years for my consultant to actually say to me, when I went to see him on my last visit, you look really well after 23 years. And that's what I actually said to him. I said, that's the first time that you've said that to me. And it's all through LDN.
What did he say?
He didn't say anything, he just looked shocked. But as I say, apart from just pumping the pills and just saying, go out and just do this, all he was interested in is how's your waterworks. And at one stage I turned around and said, well, how's yours? I was sick to death of him saying that.